Hey everyone of my fans of YouTube. My name is David A. David into Cloney David. Yeah, not David. David A. Cloney. On the first search, David Cloney. But my original name, right actually. So yeah. So today I have a channel. I still have my channel be called Mr. Creepy Dave. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about Mr. Beast. I don't think so, but yeah, my mom is trying to make money out of for players for Portugal, but I'm still happy fucking play of Portugal for catching with the money with it. So yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm excited. So today's video is gonna be called reading last episode of Creepypasta. So let's go to reading. Let's go to a video of reading the SpongeBob Bootleg incident, Creepypasta story, and the second part. Let's go to the last footage of SpongeBob Bootleg. All the comment Bob is bit. Bob is SpongeBob the Bootleg Creepypasta story. Yeah, exactly, but because so yeah, let's start it off. I like excited, but I have a news that's for you guys. So that means like I'm so happy of the hit. I'm so happy for you guys for hating 200 only for discovers my channel. Thank you so, thank you so much guys. I'm so happy if I hit this number of 224 subscribers my channel. Oh, holy crap dude, I'm so happy. Yeah, exactly. But I'm excited. So thank you guys for smashing 224 subscribers my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm excited. So tomorrow I need to get 225th subscribers my channel. Yeah, let's do that. But also it was so so before you start with the video of likes, views, likes and video, what else meant to make. Do you remember about the people who voted of the most votes ever? Let's see about the people the vote of which video will upload. So let's see. Alright guys, so do you remember about so good is me so something like the the other questions for you guys. What are the best most votes for my video to upload? Is the Missing Digital Series episode 5 Blacklist? Is it more action season 1 of Melapony Freedom's Magic? Or is it My Bloody season 3 episode? I think you choose one of them. Or two of them. One of them, sorry. Or you can pick three. and it says 2 votes. I need to 2 most votes. Most. What did I say most? So let's do let's get to him is like you guys for most votes for getting to upload from my channel for upload my video. Is it my blessed 63 episodes? Or maybe more action videos action for episode of Monopoly, more action, more season 1 episode of Monopoly Vision Magic, or is it the Mission Digital Circuits episode 5 entitled by user name Glitch? So if it's a 1 vote, I need to get 1 vote of the most votes for the upload. Exactly. So today is Wednesday, everybody. Exactly. Today is Wednesday, 25th, 2025th. I'm so happy for Wednesday, 25th, 2025 video. Remember in the comments because people who doesn't care of this volume of the entire video. It's spinning like that. I don't want that. It hurts my heart with helping it. Do you like it's gonna be easy image just die in breaking to intimate lungs? Yeah, exactly. And the only they want? No, it's like no, it's just totally sad and lost from my family, okay? Jeez. What's wrong with the people? I just stand for telling the people for video of that. It's totally not safe for everyone else. Jeez. What's wrong with the people? So, yeah, exactly. Let's get to the back of the video. So, today's video, not, not of video. Let's get to likes, views, likes, and video. So, how many likes am I gonna get? I get 2,000 likes in my channel. That's great. So, how many views I got? I get 18,000 views of YouTube. Yeah, exactly. At least. So, how many likes in my channel get? Let's get to hit 18,000 likes and do another video about this. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. Let's get to 19,000 views of my channel. I don't even spam me with the volume of a title video. I can't do that. Yeah, exactly. But it's not like a choice. So today, I'm here with a video. So today's video is gonna be the SpongeBob Bootleg incident Creepypasta story. So let me say it. Let's get on to it. Disclaimer. The forest recorded in with a video from Fab Leaf named Bootleg SpongeBob, or I'll call it SpongeBob Bootleg at least, with any other stuff created by 2 people on Twitter. I'm only created the person who uploaded this video and Leaf. How do I explain this? Seriously, how do I explain this with I think I've run into around the most talk about Creepypasta. Well, I guess I can start slow. Original SpongeBob Bootleg Creepypasta is a story about five teenagers who find a bullet episode of Dump. There is a heavily distorted and heavily damaged which lead to his face. A much popular last episode next to we missed the word, of course. The original was fake, but the events that it went into, oh god. That's what I keep saying, thinking about this distorted and this uncomfortable, accurate version of the episode. Dump. I'm thankful I was able to create this recording on the recorder. Around March of 2023, I was watching a return episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. I've become to a test in the movies have that I've forgotten. But what time it was. I wanted to get up and go to bed with the sun when the song daytime drama played for the episode dumped. Fine. One more episode and I can go to bed. I sat down and watched the episode. I was tired of reflecting and the article about the pixels. The episode played as normal. Until the famous scene from Bootleg. At the time, I grabbed my camera and quickly pressed the record button as SpongeBob was asking Patrick if he wanted for a cent or 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 heavy duty like the original. The Nick logo finished, replaced with a black blob. What? A big blob? Used to be Super Mario 64. It's good only of a big blob, at least. I know about that. Where did the logo go? I say horrified. Sally when SpongeBob was just about to cry out the last words. It stopped. His eyes and noticeable red and had a small frown. Oh no, here it comes. Sally allowed the distorted sound Sally upset the speakers as SpongeBob's face synchronized. It was before it stopped to black. I was effectively horrified. That wasn't all. The episode came back. SpongeBob has a sad face, and the color aspect was grayscale. The voice and backgrounds. The background being Legend SpongeBob. I was able to piece the results together, and it came across this. Stop lying to yourself. You cannot live without them. That's now. You live almost your entire life with that's now. laughing yourself at this point, Sponge. How sad. Every your own snail thinks you, you are such a pathetic, needy sponge. Your life long, friends. You have saved the days of your young age has left. You're actually finally finding someone better. Do you understand how pathetic that sounds, my boy? Do you understand? Hmm. Oh, that starts it. I screamed as I grabbed the remote. I shut the TV off. I stomped into my room. And then I suddenly started crying to the face. I, now, and how these mysterious forces were bullying SpongeBob and how they were bullying SpongeBob. Saying our thoughts, saying to these voices. How they are grateful innocence. They says as I was about to go to bed. Something flashed in my head. The logo. It doesn't no more finish during the episode unless I'm going to commando break. Quickly open the laptop. Up the SpongeBob Bootleg episodes story. And then it's a post version of Dumb. The story and the alternate Irene didn't line up with the story. Whatever the voice said was some was edited, which meant Nicole higher and editing of the SpongeBob episode. As I say, who knows what happens next. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Didn't SpongeBob already says for regardless words about fucking that you understand dialogue? That's really creepy, dude. But also, but also, I have to watch a scary. I have to watch a scary lost footage of SpongeBob Bootleg about this. Yeah, it's really scary actually. So let's go to watch SpongeBob Bootleg. Alright, let's go. I think guys, but I have it two. Let's go to I have it two videos of SpongeBob Bootleg. It's gonna be like it's time to be action two of let's go to action of scary lost photos of SpongeBob Bootleg and then into the video of explained of SpongeBob Bootleg for not to be creepy or scary. So let's go to the scary lost photos of SpongeBob. Yeah, really creepy actually. Let's go. Alright, done.
There was an image taken from a split-second frame in a corrupted bootleg of the SpongeBob SquarePants episode, Dumped. Other than the image, the rest of the is composed of incomprehensible, crappy jumbles of color, static, or black screens. The audio seems to be a heavily distorted version of the audio from the original episode, with loud, droning buzzes occasionally interrupting it. The bootleg tape itself was found in December of 2004 by a group of 5 teenagers from the city rummaging around in a trash can within an abandoned mental institution. Of these 5 individuals, 2 have killed themselves, 1 has gone missing, 1 refuses to comment on the tape, and the last hastily agreed to give paranormal investigators the tape shortly after being interviewed about the suicides and disappearances of the other 3 persons. The current whereabouts of the tape are unknown, and many who stare at this image for a long enough period of time claim to have SpongeBob blink at them.
Is it SpongeBob's blinking? No, firstly, no. Alright, so here's that. Let's go to a YouTuber named Pig Big Gamer, where he's playing of So I'm here to play the video. I didn't even call my mom. Alright, let's get to the video. Sorry for calling my mom, actually. So yeah, let's start.
Could we borrow some soap?
Soap? But we used to use soap. Do you want fresh scent or heavy?
Here it comes.
Alright, now you're probably wondering what on earth this is. Well, this is well known as the SpongeBob Bootleg episode. The story goes that a group of teenagers found a bootleg tape of the SpongeBob SquarePants episode dumped at an abandoned mental institution while rummaging around in the garbage. They say the tape was full of loud sounds, static, and infamously this image of SpongeBob with no mouth and bloodshot eyes. This story is most known for the theory that if you actually stare at this image for long enough, SpongeBob will blink at you. And well, if you search this image on Google Images, there is one where SpongeBob actually does blink at you after about 30 to 45 seconds and never blinks again. But is all of this even true? Does this bootleg tape even exist? Is this SpongeBob image really haunted? Well, let's dive in. Now, the origin of this whole phenomenon actually is a creepypasta. Now, some of you may say, well, here's the thing. Some creepypastas can be based off of real urban legends. For example, Mouse.avi is based off of a real theory about a Mickey Mouse short existing. Well, Mickey Mouse enters, this became a very popular urban legend and was eventually adapted into the well-known Mouse.avi story that we know today. So there is a chance that this bootleg episode could actually be real. So without further ado, let's just read the story. And just like 725 Tales of 5, it's pretty short. This image was taken from a split-second frame in a corrupted bootleg of the SpongeBob episode, Dumped. Other than the image, the rest of the video is composed of incomprehensible jumbles of colors, static, or just black screens. The audio seems to be a heavily distorted version of the audio from the original episode, with loud, droning buzzes occasionally interrupting it. The bootleg tape itself was found in December 2004 by a group of 5 teenagers from the city rummaging around in a trash can within an abandoned mental institution. Of these 5 individuals, 2 have committed suicide. 1 has gone missing, 1 refuses to comment on the tape, and the last hastily agreed to give paranormal investigators the tape shortly after being interviewed about the suicide and disappearances of the other 3 persons. The current whereabouts of the tape are unknown, and many who stare at this image for a long enough period of time claim to see SpongeBob blink. So, yeah, that was the story, but another pretty interesting and kind of realistic story. Just like 7/25/2005, I could see some elements of this story being a legitimate thing that exists. The whole corrupted bootleg thing isn't really out of the question, as there are quite a few videos on YouTube that show some corrupted tapes that people have found. One example I found that's actually very similar to this is a corrupted tape of a SpongeBob episode that was actually involved in a house fire. The uploader says that this was a burnt VHS tape that he found after his house caught on fire back in 2006. He describes that what can be seen is a bunch of SpongeBob episodes mixed with one of his tapes of his trip to Japan back in 1980. The results are interesting to say the least. But yeah, this shows that severely corrupted tapes of cartoons isn't something that is entirely out of the question. However, the one thing that doesn't seem that realistic at all to me is the whole thing with SpongeBob blinking if you stare at him long enough. Like, really? This is just such a silly thing to add to the story, and I feel like it'd be way better if it was just cut out of the story entirely and you just left the image as a still from the tape and nothing more. However, if you actually look up this image on Google, there is one image that actually does blink at you after staring at it for about 30 to 45 seconds. Check it out. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, I searched SpongeBob Bootleg on Google, go to images, and guys, look at this. Alright, so, this is gonna take a few seconds, but this thing is actually gonna blink. And, yeah, it's gonna catch you really off guard, so. Alright, come on. Blink. Blink. You beast. Come on. Oh. Okay, I think it's about it. There we go. See? See? Look at that. Look at that. And then he won't blink again until you refresh the image and look at it again. It's really weird. So with all of this, you're probably wondering, is the SpongeBob bootleg tape actually real? Is this SpongeBob image cursed? Well, let's crack down on this mystery. Now first, I want to figure out if this SpongeBob bootleg tape is actually real in the first place before we get onto the blinking image. Now, the existence of this tape is kind of hard to figure out as the origins of the tape aren't very specific. All that the story says that this tape came from an abandoned mental institution. Like, they never say the exact location or even the place it happened at. Also, you would think that this story would at least make local headlines on, like, the news, right? Like, if a bunch of teenagers died shortly after finding this cursed SpongeBob tape and, some of them were interviewed and stuff, and like the tape itself was given to investigators, don't you think this story would, start to spread around the world? There are like no news articles on this SpongeBob bootleg incident at all that I could find, or even discussion about it that isn't just about the creepypasta. There's also a flaw of this story that really puts the existence of the tape into question, and that is, how did this image get online? Since no one knows where the tape has gone, how did this frame leak onto the internet? Was it the investigators? If it was, why didn't they just leak the entire tape online? It wouldn't hurt to leak the whole thing, considering the image is the cursed part of it. Like, why just the image? And if the investigators didn't leak anything, how did this image get onto the internet, but not the entire tape itself? All of this just tells me for sure that the tape itself is 100% fake. But we're not done yet. What about that blinking image we talked about? The tape may not exist, but is this image actually cursed? Well, thankfully this one is very easy to figure out. See, at first it may look like this image is cursed, but if you look deeper into it, you will see that this specific image is actually a GIF, which means that someone took this original image and animated it blinking and made it a GIF to scare people. Since not many people caught this, lots thought that this image was legitimately cursed and SpongeBob actually blinked at you after staring for long enough. So, since this image is nothing but a GIF, that means that this whole thing about the image being cursed is also 100% fake. So yeah, this whole phenomenon is not real, but it is kind of realistic, and I do like this story because of that. However, there are some elements I think are kind of goofy, like the whole blinking thing, but other than that, I like this story. It's simple, it's to the point, and it doesn't try to creep you out with gore or death, except for the teenagers part. All this bootleg tape itself is just a bunch of distortion and just one creepy frame of SpongeBob. Very simple and kind of unsettling. This is an absolute classic creepypasta story that has been around for years, and I'm glad that I've been seeing some more renditions and retakes of it lately. Recently, there was a really cool one made by Vibing Leaf that came out, and he managed to make the whole SpongeBob bootleg story even creepier.
Oh, God.
Be sure to go check his video out after finishing this video, as is arguably one of his best creepypasta like retakes, renditions he has made. And yes, I will be ranking remakes of this creepypasta at some point, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry this video took so long. I was admittedly procrastinating. Yes, I'll say I was slacking for a bit. But hey, it's out now, and that's all that matters, so yeah. I'm also sorry for ranking every degree remake taking so long as well, but hopefully I can get that out later this month, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that video to drop, because I know you guys have been waiting for that video ever since I made my mouse.avi video, so yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Road to 50k, I know we're gonna hit it soon. You can also follow my social medias and join my Discord server. Those links are in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!
Alright guys, that's it. That should be adding to Baby Gamer for explain SpongeBob Bootleg creepypasta story. So, but it's gonna be like SpongeBob Bootleg is completely fake, cause entire story of creepypasta though. But Johnny will apologize. But I'm not worried for everything. Why did you say apologize? I didn't say apologize. Guys, that's it. There'll be version of facts of explain of SpongeBob Bootleg, by the way. So, like I said, that's what you guys say in this video. And thanks for visiting for me for rating of SpongeBob Bootleg, scary large photos of SpongeBob Bootleg, and explain of SpongeBob Bootleg. So I'll keep going of explain series about of this creepypasta large photos explained of this creepypasta story about this. So I just stay to read next will be episode 4 creepypasta at least. So here's that. Alright guys, so yeah. This was you guys in the next video. So let's do smack the like button, subscribe, and have a kids. So what is saying? Smack. I need to smack the like button, subscribe, and have a kids about it too. So yeah, thank you guys. See you in the next video. So by the way, I'll be back for calling my mom. Okay, I am calling my mom and 12 p.m. So yeah, so you guys see you in the next video. Bye bye. Love you.